Hello everyone, this is the Mad Salvi letting you know that unless things are proven with Twitter posts and stuff like that and have actual proof behind it, treat everything in this thing as a theory. I will try to mark certain things as news and theory and everything like that to kind of let you guys understand, but also, you know, use a critical mind. And I hope you do enjoy. I want this to be known by everyone. This is Oren-chan. If you don't know who Oren-chan is, she's an amazing Japanese streamer who also streams in English. She has learned English to be able to talk to her fans, talk to the people who watch her. She's done an amazing thing. Oren-chan is an amazing VTuber who helps everyone out whenever she can. She, earlier this year, struggled because her home was pretty heavily damaged in the January 1st Japan earthquake that happened, the pretty big one. She has a GoFundMe. She had a GoFundMe to get help with that. Even after all that, she did her concert and she gave ideas on how to better make a 3D concert when you don't have a lot of money, like you don't have a big studio, you don't have a studio that you can rent, that type of thing. She did all those things, and now she even goes further and shows the specific type of 3D gear that she uses. She says, introducing a VTubers 3D stream gear. I'm currently using a 15-point tracking gear called ReboCap. As you can see in the video, the 3D VTuber model moves quite smoothly. Moreover, can be purchased quite cheaply for about 200 bucks. If you've ever seen any of her concerts, which I recommend you take a look at, very smooth. It looks like she has like thousands of dollars worth of gear. It's only 200 bucks. Seems that many people are sad about the lack of information on 3D streams, so I thought I would share that information. Please share it with many people, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing this. I want it to be shared. I want her to be known as the person who's helping so many people out. And here is the actual thing here that is mentioned. And as you can see on the right here, look at the video. And there you go. You can see all that movement that they can do. The head movement, the arm movement, fluid arm movement, the dancing, the leg movement. It all is very, very fluid. And again, Oren-chan here at Kaga_Oren. Just show them love and show them the appreciation. This is a huge thing out there. If there's anyone, I hope it makes it big, it's Oren. Oren is growing, and I'm glad that they're growing because they deserve every single last bit of this growth. And again, like I said, I wanted to bring this out and to everyone, to every VTuber out there who may not know about this, to every VTuber out there who may not, who may want to do more 3D motion, even if it's not this. It could be VR chat, it could be other things. And you don't want to spend thousands of dollars for a Vive and the base stations and all, and you know, any other kind of like actual suit gear and that kind of stuff. You can do what Oren does. This is another one of the many, many bad things that Nijisanji has done. The company that made Mint used to be a part of. She just names it, instead of saying Heaven anymore, she just says my old company. We all know who the old company was. She says it here. Mint is comparing FaZe to her old company. Compared to her old company, apparently anyone is nice. Edit, when at her own company and Mint was recording with others, apparently she asked if they could get her a snack in the middle of a long session. They asked for her credit card, timestamps VOD. So instead of just paying like a $1, $1.50 and getting reimbursement, which is usually what happens when it's entertainment industry stuff, hey, can you go get me a Coke? Can you go get me something to eat? Okay, the manager, whatever, ends up go getting them what they need, and then they get reimbursed through the agency. Because it is a business expense through the agency, get reimbursed. They use the company card, they use something like that to get it, because it's for the talents themselves. But no, of course not. Of course it's another thing. Now here's the actual things where she says it.
I guess it's just where I used to work. Because, you know, when I hung out with anyone that's not my old company, they are very nice. I always think, like, you know, when I hung out with Gunrun too, I think about, like, at my old company, and when we were doing recording one time, we had been in the studio for a long time, and we were really hungry. We were like, can you please get us some food? They were like, okay, give us your credit card.
What the heck, man?
Oh god, hocus pocus.
That is just, oh my goodness. That is bad. Like I said, from her own mouth, no one putting words in her mouth. It's from her own mouth. That is just not good. The fact that they wouldn't even cover the cost of snacks for a meal for their livers during a recording session just shows how greedy and stingy the company is. Wouldn't be surprised if the managers don't even have access to a company card and are expected to pay for everything. Then they have to get compensated later if they're lucky. Reminds me of the channel Awesome Links, how they didn't even provide food and water to employees working on set all day. She didn't even try to sugarcoat it by saying heaven or anything like that. She just said my old company. Sad seeing that many people do things for her that should be normal, and she just thinks it isn't. She thinks it's like, holy crap, they're being super nice. Sakana upgraded her hotel room for her since she wanted to have a desk, and also paid for her food since she forgot her wallet at home. Just reposting it this year since the last post was deleted. That is amazing. That's amazing for that, all that to happen. Holy crap. That is paying it forward, for even if it's just for PR, even if it's just for something like that. You're paying it forward, you're helping other people, which is the way it should be. Penny pinching so hard, they can't even pay for some gosh darn onigiris. What's the price of a rice ball? 150 yen? And a milk pack, another 150? That's $3, even for a bit of something. You know, just saying, it's just a lot. It's just a lot of dumbness going around there. They're only after short-term growth and profit. That's what they mentioned as well. In there, they don't hide it either. They mention it in their quarterly reports. They mention it in their business reports that they're just going for short-term gains. They're not thinking of long-term investments. They said it themselves in their own words. Make them pay for their own equipment, make them pay for their own food and travel costs. Basically, no cost upfront from Nijisanji. Everything has to be paid by them. As Zion Lanza said in One Girl Story, they go into the red when they're going into being debut. They go into the red because Nijisanji doesn't even do anything for them there. So it's not a surprise. For everyone who has been under a rock for these past couple of days, Bungo Taiga is someone who got pretty much their YouTube channel removed, their Twitter removed, their TikTok removed, because people have been mass reporting. We have this person who is Nux who was not necessarily instrumental in that, but they're the ones who spread the rumors of him being a groomer, etc., all these negative things that were happening. And it is something that should never have been spread because you are a larger one, you have certain responsibilities, but let's see what they say.
To address the elephant in the room, I want to talk about the very wrongful termination of...
And let me just talk about before this starts. This, instead of putting it as a separate video, they put it in 18 minutes in to a 23-minute video. By this time, a lot of people are done. A lot of people are just like, at first you're talking about YouTube banning systems, MXR play situation, retroactively judging content, unfair treatment of VTubers, and then you do the Bungo Taiga thing. People aren't going to associate, specifically with that. You're not going to, a lot of times people do this to get less criticism for things that they say.
Bungo Taiga's YouTube channel, and why I think spreading the word for him to get reinstated is very important. First, we must talk backstory. In July 2022, Taiga was accused of grooming, pedophilia, abusing his mods, racism, transphobia, asking for the lewds of a 17-year-old when he was 19, and commissioning Shota hentai, which is lolly porn of little anime boys, and being inappropriate with his community in regards to the Shota stuff. Now, this isn't a...
That is a gross misrepresentation of everything that happened. Yes, he was accused of all these things, but again, it ends up being the fact that my opinion, he didn't understand. He's kind of like a tourist when it comes to the fact that lolly and that kind of stuff tends to be more of a body type versus a actual age thing, at least in Japan, in my opinion.
Bungo Taiga video, I'm just trying to set the stage so you understand basically the story here. But after these accusations dropped, Taiga left the internet for about 5 months, and I was on a video with...
He didn't leave the internet for 5 months right after the accusation stopped. It took a bit, but because he made an attempt on herself, like she made an attempt on herself. That is the reason why they were gone for 5 months, because there was an attempt. There was a lot of mental instability. They wanted to get themselves back in order. It wasn't because those things came out. It was a consequence of the things that happened after the things came out. So that's a bit of a misrepresentation.
Charlie, where we were talking about corporate VTuber drama, like the Hololive dramas and the Niji dramas before the Niji dramas really went nuclear. And when he asked me about Taiga, I said, I don't know the full story, but apparently he's a pedo. I was wild.
That was inappropriate. That was very irresponsible in general. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for interrupting as much as I am. It is very, very irresponsible for him to have done that, period, on a large place like Charlie's channel or talking to Charlie or anything like that. That was very irresponsible.
Irresponsible making a claim like that, as there was not sufficient evidence for that. The DMs that were leaked were not of that. And 2 months later, Taiga was exonerated of the grooming allegations by a private eye that he hired, and
That is also a misrepresentation. I'm going to have to tell you guys, I'm going to be interrupting a lot here because there's a lot of misrepresentations that are going on here. It wasn't someone that he hired. It was actually someone that was trying to prove everything to be true. It was someone investigating, someone experienced in investigating, looking at everything and seeing if it was true. They were actually trying to prove all of these allegations to be true. But what happened, because they were objective, they saw, holy crap, all this stuff is false. None of this has any kind of backing to it. It's all hearsay. It's all he said, she said, and no actual backing to the allegations. Nothing can be proven one way or the other. And they themselves made a Google Doc after trying first to find reason to hate Taiga. They made a Google Doc that showed, hey, it wasn't true. This is false. Taiga never did this. And that shows you that a lot of these things were indeed just rumors.
Made a huge up. Without hyperbole, this was the biggest mistake of my career, and I am deeply, deeply sorry for spreading misinformation and for causing any undue hate to be sent Taiga's way. I am sorry for how I handled that. I'm sorry for how I said it. I have tried to do better since then, and I will continue to try to do better in the future. Anywho, I immediately apologized to Taiga privately, as well as cut that portion out of the video. I added a pinned comment explaining
About the pinned comment. Let's talk about the pinned comment right now. Edited out the stuff that was a year ago. Taiga themselves showed what you sent them. Like read what you sent them. It was more like, it was less of an like, oh, I'm so sorry for being this type of person. I'm so sorry that I will be more responsible, etc. It was more like, I'm sorry that you got hurt by what I did. I'm sorry that you felt bad for what I did. It's like, I'm sorry that you got offended. That's what it felt like more from my understanding. And the thing is, you should have just taken down the video to begin with. You should have made a public apology. Even this is a half-assed apology. It's not even a public apology. It's a half-assed apology about, the Taiga thing. And oh my God, it's hitting me hard now. So this is why I'm apologizing now.
my mistake. I also apologized again publicly on our podcast in the first 10 minutes of an episode, which, by the way, got way more views than the video where I originally peddled the false allegation. Maybe not sub count wise, but relevancy wise, the Some Ordinary podcast was my biggest platform. I'll play the clip here because somehow people don't know this exists. And I regret it because he I don't know if it's true. He ended up coming back with some sort of response. I don't know, this guy Bungo Taiga, and I apologized to him privately that I even alleged something like that.
Okay, you did this, but it seems very dismissive. Like, you look at the language, it doesn't even seem apologetic. It seems like, I got caught. So I'm sorry to all those who are looking at me a lot more seriously now. I'm sorry to all those who are getting offended by what I'm doing. That's what it seems more like, and less of actually being apologetic. That's just the way it seems to me. I've had people give me actual true apologies, and this is not one of them. This is absolutely not one of them.
And, because a friend told me, I believed him. Every time this topic came up, I apologized, be it in streams or videos, as I really do try to take accountability when I screw up. 2 years later, in the present day, it seems like the public narrative is, I never apologized publicly. This is untrue. And it also is that I refuse to talk about this, and I'm sweeping it under the rug. This is also untrue, but also...
Just the way that you talk about it, Nux, that's the big issue. The issue is you don't seem to be very apologetic. It's a half-assed apology. And in the world of PR, half-assed apologies make things worse. It really doesn't even seem... You could be very apologetic. I don't know Nux. I don't know Nux at all. Could be very apologetic. But just from the way the language looks, it looks like it's like, oh, I got caught. And now for PR, I need to apologize. And I'm not even going to fully apologize because I don't feel like I actually did anything wrong. But apparently other people are telling me I did something wrong. So that's why I'm going to do an apology. But it's not really an apology. It's more like, I'm sorry that you got offended by something that I said. I'm sorry that the world doesn't like what I just said. And that type of thing. You know, that's what it seems like to me. I could be very wrong. And this royalty is here actually went in as well. There were another person that went in trying to see if the allegations were true, trying to make a content on, if Bungo Taiga being this person, being that person, the degenerate, like he even called it degenerate femboy VTuber. He went in wanting to show the Taiga as a degenerate, etc. But then at the, I watched the whole thing. He's like, most of the stuff is wrong. Most of the stuff has been proven to not really actually be him being degenerate. Like the femboy VTuber being degenerate. I believe Taiga is her. I apologize for the consistent, I'm trying to fix that, the consistent misgendering. I believe they consider themselves as she, her. So I apologize for that. That Bungo Taiga, she was the degenerate, etc. And she is not, and they even saw it there. Royalty is here. I like their stuff because they do it objectively.
So, in the wake of Taiga getting banned, people on YouTube seem to be blaming me for his unjust ban, which is wildly untrue as well. I think Taiga believes his channel was banned due to being mass reported by people harassing him, and I think that he thinks most of that harassment is coming from me.
I don't think so. I think, here's the thing, it doesn't come directly from you. Taiga, she knows that it doesn't come directly from you, but what she is saying and what she said before in videos that I have shown before, she says it's very irresponsible to do that. You should have thought before, think before you leap, think before you talk. especially on something that you had no clue over, that you just looked at a very poorly written, poorly done Google Doc and didn't ask them, didn't go looking for information, because the people who did go looking for information found it to be false. So that was the issue that she had with you. You didn't even want to double check it. You just took someone's word for it, went and ran with it because it seemed like a big thing to say, and then all this stuff happened. That, although your words can lead to things where people are like, oh, this person's a degenerate, I'm going to mass report them. This person is doing this and that, I'm going to mass report them. It can lead to that. You aren't directly saying to do that from anybody, but your language, the way you made the content, leads people to want to brigade, and that is what's going on.
I very much don't believe either of those two things are the case. First of all, I don't think that after 2 years of a tangential mention of taiga, which I f***ed up, and I admit I f***ed up, and I am sorry for plus the retraction of that statement and the apologies that I've made, I don't think it's my audience harassing taiga right now. And second of all, I spoke to people at YouTube about bans due to mass reporting specifically. They told me direct mass reporting channels does not get them banned under any circumstances. It may put them under a microscope to be reviewed by YouTube reviewers, and then for YouTube reviewers to decide about whether the channel should be banned or not for whatever reason, but the mass reporting does not incite the ban. There are a lot more cases of a lot more prominent and hated content creators that are still on YouTube, and quite frankly, maybe shouldn't be. So I saw some sussy-wussy clips of taiga floating around, which is why I personally believe that it probably was a termination due to sexual content. Especially because it lines very, very well up with all these other VTubers that are literally getting ass blasted by YouTube for sexual content, like Shy Lily's clip channel. Do you know that a lot of debuts for Hololive and Nijisanji end up getting their accounts locked for sexual content? In the VTuber agency Mythos, Apollo and Hades, two content creators there, each got sexual content community guideline strikes on their channels for bull reasons, doing content that does already exist on YouTube, yet theirs got the strikes.
That does happen, unfortunately. But here's the issue that taiga had, and here's the issue that I have, and a lot of people have, with the things that Nux did. If it wasn't for the things that Nux specifically did, then there would not have been a feeling of wanting to mass report. And then, of course, because YouTube, yes, YouTube has been doing things with ASMR channels, it's been doing things with... The Shy Lily clips is not really the same thing. Shy Lily clips was not the same thing. It was not due to mass reporting. It was not due to any kind of content on there. Shy Lily clips was due to the weird way that YouTube sees impersonation. Shy Lily clips was seen just as impersonation. Basically, they're saying you're trying to pretend to be Shy Lily. We don't like that. Change your name. What they gave him the option to later on, after a lot of talking back and forth, Asmon Gold and everyone got on YouTube's case. They said, okay, change your name to a fan clip channel, which the person did, and then they got it back. So the Shy Lily Clips one wasn't related to any kind of mass reports. It was more related to people, to YouTube being like, you look too similar to the other channel. People could confuse you. You're impersonating, and that's why we're going to be doing this. So that is a misrepresentation of everything that's going on with the whole situation, Nux. I don't like that that was misrepresented, but, you know, it's also ignorance in the whole thing, I think. And trying to conflate things together. Of course, ASMR channels have a big issue. And I can understand the whole reason why mass reporting can be an issue of putting more of a microscope on them, and then they start looking for things to ban you for. That is a possibility, of course, especially if you get someone that's extremely conservative on those types of things. You can get that. But there wouldn't have been mass reporting to begin with, and all those things if you and others, not just you, Nux, I know it's not just you, but you and others would not have gotten on the bandwagon that they are a degenerate, they are doing this, they are doing that, following false narratives that were put out there, that were proven false by somebody who was actually looking to prove it right. And other people who were looking to see the truth in there, they found it, they were objective, and they found that it was false. So that is all I have to say on the taiga matter. I have always promised you guys that I was going to update you when new things pop up. I know it feels like it's a lot of taiga stuff, but I want new stuff when it comes out. I want it to be out there. And I want people to be held to a higher standard, just like I try to hold myself to a higher standard. I had previously talked about Mint and having issues, her having issues with, you know, not being able to get everything that she needed when she was working with somebody, when, you know, work was happening. Says a certain ghost couldn't get snacks at our old company. Meanwhile, next door. The case of Ozak being prepared in my green room. Hololive staff knows that I like Ozak. So he just left Ozak in my room. I was like, who in the world? Who is the one capable of such clever things? And they were talking, and you know, it was, yeah, the reason they leave snacks for us is due to our band member Toa. This other day I was like, there was no snacks. I want to eat chocolate. I want to eat chocolate right now. She was making quite the scene, like, where's the manager? Go buy chocolate for me. I think she was messing around. The next day, staff that heard about the story brought in snack boxes. Yeah, the green rooms have like unusual amount of snacks. They put snacks in some pretty big boxes. Yep. And this is basically, so we say going on like a radio talk show type thing, VTuber talk show, with another VTuber, another Japanese VTuber, pretty sure from another agency. It is nice for them to do that. They may be doing it to prevent issues, like prevent their livers from being sad, etc. But it is still nice. Certain ghosts could get her snacks at her old company. Slightly annoyed at this is how some people interpret the clip, because it downplays the severity of what happened. Mint wasn't just peckish. She herself says in the full VOD, she was extremely hungry after an entirely too long, bordering on crunch level recording session, during which absolutely no refreshments had been provided. Yeah, it's certainly worse. And of course, the diehard Niji fans on Twitter will continue to use the word "Crony got ghosted by her manager" excuse to prove that nothing bad is happening internally. No, here's the difference. Hololive livers, the VTubers, they can actually say those things. You'll never hear a Nijsanji VTuber openly say this without there being a suspension later on. When will those slug suckers learn that deflecting does not make the wrong things disappear? Previous posts and some comments on it reminded me of this clip. She didn't even need to ask. Poco's report on Toa's incident. Someone from management really just brought huge boxes to stock the green room after that. Men, take note. Some women sometimes really need snacks to function. That is true. That is true. Some people like, I need snacks to function. I'm not even a woman and I need snacks to function. Many examples of things like this. I seem to remember they have snack tables, mini fridges, vending machines. That's just treating their people right. I used to be part of DreamWorks Animation, and they had those as well. DreamWorks Animation had snacks everywhere. Every building, every floor had at least one area with snacks. Had a refrigerator where you could store your stuff. Had at least a drink, soda fountain type of drink machine. They had something for you in every single spot, because they understand that's a simple, quick, and easy way to make people happy. And it is inexpensive, and it makes them happy, and that makes better workers. It makes your PR go up. All that kind of stuff that Nijisanji just doesn't understand. Dogura was also previously provided luxurious bento, which supposedly estimated to be around 70 USD. And that's, you know, another example. Many examples of doing it right. And it's not just Hololive that does it. It's Face Connect and others that do it as well. Just Nijisanji doesn't seem to understand. Welcome back, everybody, to the Vtuber Showcase, the place where I like to give back to the Vtuber community. Maybe give them a little bit more viewership or a little bit more just eyes on them. No one has to do anything other than just take a look and see if it's someone that you enjoy. Right now, today, we're having Nutty, a virtual squirrel. Kind of reminds me of somebody myself. They are someone who is recently, right now they have, this is, Twitch has the whole thing where you can check out someone else while someone is not streaming. About them, you can call me McNutty, gamer, and Squirrel VTuber. There's a non-zero chance I'm actually in your waitlist, in your walls. Oh, God. Don't take my nuts. Don't take the nuts from my walls. Please don't take the nuts from my walls. That's where I store them for winter. I need them for winter, or else I'm not going to be the fat squirrel that I always am. Please. So let's take a look at their current videos that they have on here. Their videos down here. They have their most recent one, just to give it a look of what they are.
Oh wait, you can dig the stuff out of here too. Hilarious.
You can freaking slip on a banana peel.
On a fucking banana.
I love games that can do that. I love that games that can do that. But yeah, it's nice to see another squirrel brethren out there, trying to do something, trying to give some love out there, and just have some fun. So yeah, there's that, and then there's this. They have changed their model, as you can see right here. This is their old model, and they have changed to their newer model, which is this one. It takes a lot to go through models, and it takes a lot of effort, time, and everything to go through the models. So I do thank you for being a part of this VTuber Showcase, and I do hope this helps you along your journey in a positive way. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news, or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.